Number 1. iPhone 11 Pro. Nothing is lacking with video recording, audio and super bright XDR display. All are tremendous, and iPhone 11 Pro is also an absolute performance beast. The new A13 Bionic chipset puts it up there with the fastest phones we have reviewed. It's also the first 5.8-inch iPhone that isn't hamstrung by a battery that needs recharging to get it through a full day. There are few downsides: mere gray amounts of basic storage, the speed of refresh display, Apple's resistance to fully embracing USB-C, being able to charge the MacBook Pro, iPad Pro and iPhone 11 Pro with the same block and charge would make so much sense. The iPhone 11 Pro offers many improvements on its predecessors. However, there are few missing features that would have been welcome. Some sort of Touch ID enabled fingerprint sensor inside the display and the rumored reverse wireless charging that could have powered up a pair of AirPods would have been the icing on the cake. Number 2. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. If you are searching a versatile camera phone, then the Galaxy S20 Ultra is a great choice. It packs 3 main cameras: wide, ultra-wide and telephoto lens, a sensor for calculating depth, shoots 8K video and captures selfie with a 40 megapixel front camera. Isn't that insane? Instead of focusing on computational photography like the flagships from Google and Apple, the S20 Ultra goes for big wins with loads of megapixels. There are 108 in the main wide camera, 16 in the telephoto and 12 in the wide. That telephoto is arguably the pick of the bunch, allowing you to zoom up to 100x. While 100x photos aren't the best, use it to zoom 10x and you'll capture some delightful shots with lots of details. When it comes to viewing photos, you have got a 6.9-inch OLED panel that's the best in the business. It's big, bright, smooth and very responsive to touch. Samsung has shrunk down the notch from S10 to make it less obvious and the curved edge feels stepper. Inside the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, you will find a 5000 mAh battery that can be charged via 25-watt fast charging or wirelessly, either a Snapdragon 865 or Exynos 990. And 12 or 16 GB RAM. It's a 5G phone too, so if you are on a 5G network, transferring snaps, uploading to social media and backup services should be very fast. Storage options ranges from 128 GB to 512 GB, but there is a micro SD card expandability which might come in handy if you are shooting a lot of 8K videos. Number 3. iPhone 11. The iPhone 11 is a natural successor to the popular iPhone XR and sits below the pricier iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max in Apple's current phone lineup. It could be considered iPhone XRS. The design of the previous phone is virtually unchanged, but the internals have been upgraded. There are now 2 cameras on the back and the same A13 chipset found in Pro model. Surprisingly, the iPhone 11 starts cheaper than the outgoing model, $699 for the 64 GB base as opposed to $749. It could be the best value iPhone yet. The iPhone 11 size is the best out of any iPhone. It doesn't feel overly bulky or heavy, even though there is more screen to play with than on the 11 Pro. Battery life is very good. We found the iPhone 11 went slightly further than its predecessor on a single charge. The new rear cameras are also excellent. The iPhone 11 is a lot more affordable than the Pro models, but boasts the same wide-angle 12 megapixel optical image stabilized main sensor with a focal length of 1.8 aperture and the same 12 megapixel wide-angle camera with 2.4 aperture. The only thing you are missing out on is the Pro's 2x optical zoom telephoto camera, but if you would take ultra-wide-angle over zoomed, you might well see this as a fair trade. And it's hard to see any differences when comparing photos from the 2 models. The 6.1 inches liquid retina LCD falls below the competition. Not including a fast charger is a cost-cutting measure that counts against this phone. If you are updating an older iPhone, then you will notice the vast array of improvements to the camera, battery life, and overall design straight away. This is a great buy that will hopefully perform comfortably for several years. Number 4. Google Pixel 4 XL. Google's Pixel series has also been about the camera, and the latest model Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL remains one of the best phones available when it comes to photos. The addition of a secondary telephoto lens for zooming in a bit further and helping with portrait snaps only improves the overall package. The Pixel 4's photos are truly excellent, retaining that distinctive contrasty look we have come to expect from a Google phone. Colors pop without having a lurid finish, and the level of detail for a 12 megapixel is matched only by the iPhone 11. However, there is a lack of versatility without the third ultra-wide lens, and with pretty much every other flagship packing one, it's clear a mission. On most other flagships, you'll find 4K recording at 60 fps, but not here. While the camera is excellent, the Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL both suffer from uneven battery life that falls well short of their rivals' offers. Number 5. Huawei P30 Pro. The Huawei P30 Pro is among the best multi-talented, versatile camera phones around. You get the best zoom available on any phone, a handy new 16mm wide-angle lens, 1.6 aperture, 28mm lens that's backed up by a 40-megapixel sensor. It trumps the Google Pixel 3's night sight mode in dark scenes by either cranking up the ISO in normal photo mode or by stacking several images in a longer exposure. This is limited to scenes where there is no movement or bright lights. In more common low-light scenarios such as concerts, bars, and nighttime cityscapes, performance doesn't stand out quite as much. The P30 Pro is a great all-rounder for daylight shooting. It generally handles scenes with mixed lighting well, despite sometimes clipping highlights in brighter areas, while the depth sensor helps it the best virtual bokeh we have ever seen, whether you are shooting a flower in super macro mode or a face in portrait.